Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday morning so far. Morning, Angela. Morning, Jan. Morning, Kim. Morning, Katie. Hey, April. Woohoo! Good thing the baby's asleep. So for today, guys, I didn't even write a class. So we're just gonna do, I think I'm gonna try and squish it. I'm just looking at the clock, into more of a shorter class. So like maybe closer to like 45 minutes, just to give people another option of a little bit of a shorter class. Yay, Kim officially retired. Congratulations. Morning, Erin. So I'm gonna flip my camera so we can get started. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to just make it a little bit more of a condensed class for those that maybe don't have a whole hour or maybe don't want a whole hour of practice and seeing everything is at home right now. So yeah, let's do it. Morning, Michelle. All right, I'm gonna flip my camera. Morning, Tony. And adjust it so we're not staring at the ceiling. Unless you guys all wanna look up at the ceiling. Alrighty. That's good. I think I would have this space nailed down already of where the camera goes, but every time I swear to God I put it in a different spot. Alrighty. Let's do it. Alright, so we're gonna start in our normal reclined position to start. Oh, come on, where'd my video go? Sorry guys, apparently I don't have my crap together this morning like usual. Let's see. In case you guys didn't see yet, I was just checking up on the business page before I came on, and we just reached 800 people that like or follow the business page. So that's a pretty awesome number to reach, especially during these times sitting at home. So hopefully more people are joining us than normal. Alrighty, so morning, Gina. So let's get ourselves settled and start. Have all of your props handy. I don't really have a plan, so we're gonna see what I can do here. So it is 9:04 on my microwave. So I'm just gonna kind of keep track of the time and try and fit this into about 45 minutes of a class for you guys. So let's do it. All right. So feet together in cobbler if you'd like, or legs straight out in front of you, wherever you're comfortable starting. Lie yourselves back, open those arms up to a T. Let those shoulders be really nice and heavy on either side of your bolster or your blanket, whatever you may be using there. Palms are facing the ceiling. Go ahead and close your eyes or just turn your gaze down towards the cheekbones. Tilt that chin up so it's not tucked down into the chest. Your throat is nice and open. Excuse me. If your feet are in cobbler, let those knees be nice and heavy. Getting those hip flexors to release, those adductors to open up. And then find your breath. Nice, slow, deep inhales, completely filling your lungs up. Feeling the belly expand, the rib cage expand, all the way up into the chest. And then very slowly exhaling your way all the way back down. As you guys begin your next inhale, let's slowly bring those knees up. Windshield wiper side to side. So bring yourselves to the center. We're going to straighten those legs out. Slide your hands down next to your hips and press yourselves all the way up to your seat. If you had that bolster behind you, go ahead and toss it off to the side and then find your seat here. All right, so we're going to start off with twisting open. But we're going to do it just a little bit different, where we're going to sweep up and twist open and do that on either side a few times. So just find your seat wherever you're comfortable. Legs can be straight out in front of you or crossed in your easy pose, is wherever you are, wherever you feel better. So spine is going to be nice and long. We're going to bring our hands down on either side of our lap. We're going to inhale, sweep up, keep the spine long. You're reaching through those fingers as you inhale. As you exhale, twist yourselves open to the left. You can bring your arms just open. You can bring your fingers to the floor, wherever you are comfortable. So inhale back to center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. One more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. And exhale, left. Inhale, come back into the center. And then as you exhale, just bring those hands back down on either side of your lap. All right, if your right foot is not to the front already in your seat, we're gonna bring our legs in and have our right foot to the outside. Right hand is gonna come to the floor. As you inhale, sweep your left arm up and overhead. Reach through those left fingers. You can sink down by bending that right elbow or bringing the forearm to the floor if you have the space. Inhale, bring yourselves back up to your seat. We're gonna walk our fingers out in front of us. You can keep your fingers tented here or sink down to the forearms. If you have props and you need to use them, go ahead and grab your block or your bolster if you need to have your forearms propped up a little bit. Your sits bones should stay on the floor when you come into your fold, and then you should feel the stretch a little bit deeper on the right side versus the left side, because that right foot is to the front. On your next inhale, walk those fingers back, come back up to your seat. Straighten your legs out. Give them a little bit of a shake out before you switch sides here. So we're gonna pull those feet back in. This time your left foot will be on the outside of your fold. Left hand is gonna come to the floor. As you inhale, sweeping that right arm up and overhead. Reaching through those right fingers. Sinking down by bending that left elbow or all the way to the forearm if you have the space. And as you inhale, bring yourselves back up. Fingers in the front. Walk those fingers out in front of you, keeping the hands tented or sinking yourselves down. Wherever you're comfortable here. Remember, one side is always a little bit different than the other, so adjust as needed. Use those props if you have them and you need them. As you begin your next inhale, slowly bring yourselves all the way up. Straighten those legs out again. Give them a little shake if you need to. Then we're going to swing around onto our hands and knees and start off with some cats and cows. So line it up, knees to hips, hip distance apart. Wrist to shoulders, hip distance apart. Inhale to your cow, forehead, tailbone coming up towards the ceiling. Remember to keep your core engaged so you're not dumping into the low back. You should feel no pinching in that low back at all. Exhale to your cat, round your spine, tuck your chin and tailbone, pressing into your mat. Follow your own inhales and exhales. Slowly flexing and extending your spine. One more of each, and then press back into your child's pose. Remember those child's poses, you can go straight back. You can prop yourself up if you need to, or you can bring the big toes together, making the knees really wide, giving the inner groin lines and adductors a little bit more of a stretch. Whatever your body prefers. As you inhale, slowly roll up onto hands and knees. Curl those toes under and press into down dog. As you inhale, step into forward fold. As you inhale, engage the core, curl the spine, bring yourselves all the way to standing. Alrighty, guys, let's do it. I'm just gonna move that. Alright. So find your feet anywhere from big toes together to hip distance. Remember, everything is nice and stacked. Roll those shoulders back, stand up nice and tall. Hands come into heart center. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Sweep up. Hinge from the hips. Up and over. Forward fold. Bend those knees if you need to. Fold into your lap. Nice long neck, long spine. Check in with the feet to make sure your weight is even across the whole foot. You're not on the toes or on the heels. Hands are going to come to shins, inhaling, half lift, nice flat back, long neck, long spine. Reach through the crown of the head. As you exhale, hands to your mat, step back into plank. Drop down to those knees if you need to, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And then on your next inhale, up and back and into down dog. Bend the knees, pedal the feet. As you inhale, step up and into forward fold. As you inhale, hands to shins, half lifting. Exhale, fold in. Bend the knees, engage the core. As you inhale, curling your spine, come all the way up to standing. Good, we're gonna do that again. Hands into heart center, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweeping up. Hinge from those hips up and over, forward fold. Pickles. Bend the knees, fold into the lap. Head is heavy, neck and spine are really long. Check in with the weight on the feet to make sure it's even. As you inhale, bring hands to shins, half lifting. As you exhale, hands down, step back into plank. Drop down to those knees if you need to, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Little bend in those elbows, pull those hearts up and through. As you inhale, up and back into your down dog. Bend the knees, press those sits bones back. Draw the tailbone to the sky. Remember, you're trying to make your body look triangular, with your butt being the top of that triangle. As you inhale, step into your forward fold. As you inhale, hands to shins, half lifting. As you exhale, fold in. Bend the knees, engage the core, curl your spine, come all the way back to standing. And hands back into heart center, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweeping up. We're adding that little back bend here. And then as you exhale, hinge from your hips, fold in. So we're going to bend the knees, plant the hands, step your right foot back, bring that right knee down, cushion underneath your right knee if you need it. Wiggle those left toes forward and find your space to sink in. You're pressing the pelvis towards the floor. Check in with your left knee, make sure it's in line or behind the ankle. And so you can stay right here, or you can inhale into your high prayer. If you're coming into high prayer, remember, right glute and core are engaged, and you're coming up as you inhale. After the engagement, it's going to give you some stability here. As you exhale, hands are going to come down to the floor. Use your blocks here, props that you have if you need to. Shifting back, coming into half splits. So your right hip to knee should be a mostly straight line down. You're shifting that left foot up towards the ceiling. Hands can be on the blocks if you need to, or something else, whatever you have handy, if you can't go all the way to the floor with the fingers. You should feel the stretch up the back line of the left leg, into the arch of the foot sometimes too. As you inhale, shift back onto that left foot. Plant your hands and step yourselves back and into down dog. From here, as you inhale, our right foot is going to come forward. Our left knee is going to come down. So same low lunge, other side, cushion underneath your left knee if you need it. Wiggle those right toes forward to find that space, sink yourself in. Check in with your right knee, making sure it's in line or behind your ankle. Good, so same thing. You can come into your high prayer. If you're coming into high prayer, engage that left glute, engage the core. Inhale, sweeping those arms up and overhead. As you exhale, hands are going to come all the way down to the floor or to your blocks if you're using blocks here. Shifting back, coming into your half splits. Remember to check in, left leg, hip to knee are mostly lined up in a straight line. Always can draw that right foot a little bit more forward and then turn those right toes up. Back line of that right leg, getting the stretch. So we're going to shift back onto our right foot. Plant your hands. Blocks can be used here if you have them and you're using them already. Curl your left toes under. Rock back onto that right heel and then launch up and into your forward fold. Remember, if that launch doesn't work for you, just get yourself up and around so you're in that forward fold. On your next last inhale, we're gonna sweep our arms open, come all the way up to the top. A little back bend. And then bring those hands back down and into heart center. Good, so we're all warmed up. Got about 15 minutes here left because I'm trying to roll this into 45 minutes. So let's start off. We're going to do triangle to wide-legged forward fold. So this is the one that we don't switch sides of our mat, like if you've been in the studio and we do right side and then left side. We're going to do right side and left side. We're just not switching sides of our mat. So your right foot is going to be forward first on that right side of your mat. Step your left foot back so your heels are lined up. If you're using your props and you want your block, it's going to go to the inside of that right foot. So you're going to sweep those arms open. Big inhale. As you exhale, shifting the hips back, reach that right arm forward till you can't reach anymore. The spine is going to stop you there. Bring that right hand down, and then the left arm is up. So you're trying to keep the chest and the belly open to that side wall as much as possible. Feel free to adjust the height on the block if you need more height or less height. You can look up at the ceiling or down at your toes, wherever you're more comfortable. And then you should feel this on the right thigh, left side body mostly. So if you are using your block, I want you to grab a hold of it so you can bring it with you. As you inhale, engage the core, and you're coming right back up to where we started. Bring the hands down. Take your right foot and turn your toes to the inside. If you need a block for wide-legged forward fold, you can put that to the center. If you don't, you can drop it over on the left side of your mat so you have it for triangle on the other side. Insides of the feet are as parallel as possible. Don't turn those knees or the toes out or in too much because it's going to hurt the knee when you fold in. So keep them as parallel as you can get them, and only as wide as you're comfortable, not as wide as possible. Like I could go to the edges of my mat, but I'm not. I'm just keeping it in so it's more comfortable of a fold. Hands are going to come to hips. You're going to inhale, arch back, and then as you exhale, fold in. So your spine stays long. You're only hinging at those hips. Fingers are coming down to the floor or to your blocks if you have blocks. Feel free to bend the knees, adjust the feet as you sink in. Adductors are getting a pretty major stretch here, those insides of the thighs. If you feel pinching in your knees, keep a little bend in them, keep them soft. Adjust the width of the feet if it's too much. So we're going to bring our hands back up to our hips. Put a bend in the knees if there isn't one there already. And as you inhale, slowly bring yourselves all the way back to standing. Good. So you're going to turn your left toes out so that we're going to do a triangle on the other side. If you're using that block for triangle, it's to the inside of the left foot this time. So same thing, you're going to sweep your arms open. Big inhale. As you exhale, shift the hips back, reach the left arm forward. Left hand will come down to the block. Right arm is going to open up. Shoulders are stacked. Chest and belly are nice and open. You're not collapsing towards the floor. Adjust the height on that block if you need to. So we're going to roll actually down and into a downward facing dog from here. So I'm going to turn your gaze towards the floor. Bend the left knee as you bring your right hand down. Move the block out of your way. Left hand will come down. Rotate those right toes and step back and into down dog. Kind of a tricky transition for some people, so do what you can just to get yourself back and into down dog. So from here, we're going to drop down to our knees, swing around, and have a seat on our butts. All right, guys. Doing good. All right, we are going to do wide-legged forward fold. So I'm going to scooch my butt back because I hate my heels on the floor. So turn yourself on your mat so that your heels stay on the mat if you have that uncomfortable pressure. If you're on carpet, you won't have the same problem because you have that little bit of cushion. You can always put your socks or blanket underneath those heels though here if it's uncomfortable. So your feet, again, it's only as far as you're comfortable. I have a really hard time with this wide-legged forward fold. So for me, my feet or my legs are a little bit closer together than some other people's can just go straight out, straight lines and fold in, no problem. Not me. All right, so as far here as you're comfortable, you want to keep the spine nice and long. Fingers are going to come in front of you and you're just going to walk them out as you hinge from the hips and come into your forward fold. You can feel as you walk the pull on the insides of those legs. You're trying to keep your feet engaged here if you can. And just walking those fingers out as far as you're comfortable. Some people just flop right down, lay flat, and they are good. Not my case. I prefer to stay upright as much as possible. I can still feel the stretch, but I'm not overdoing it. You want to be careful so you're not pulling any muscles there. So we are going to walk our fingers over to our right side. So you can stay to the inside of the right leg, or you can put one hand on either side of that right leg if you want. You can take your left hand and grab that right foot, pulling yourself in a little bit more. You'll feel this additional stretch on your QL on that left side. If you're holding on to that left or to the right foot, we're going to let it go. As you inhale, you're going to bring yourself up and walk yourself all the way over to your left. Again, your hands can stay to the inside. You can bring one hand on either side of that left leg. If you'd like, right hand can grab a hold of that left foot. If you're holding on to the left toes, let them go. Inhale, walk yourself to the center. And then from there, you're gonna walk those fingers back, coming all the way back up to your seat. Go ahead and pull the legs in. Bend the knees, bring your hands next to your hips, and windshield wiper those legs side to side here. So we're gonna do a stretch on the outside of the legs and roll into Shavasana. So I want everybody to lie on their backs. So scoot yourself forward so you're not hitting the wall or anything behind you. And go ahead and lay yourselves on your back. Keep your knees bent and those feet to the floor, but we're gonna wiggle our feet out so they're out on the edges of our mat. We're gonna drop our right knee to the inside. So now this is gonna change the stretch to the outside of that right leg. So you can stay right here. For those of you that have done this before, you know the routine. You're gonna stay right here if this is enough of a stretch for you. If you want it to be a deeper stretch, you're gonna pick up that left leg, take the ankle and put it on that right knee. Both knees are facing the left now. And that left leg is gonna help to weigh down the right leg. And it's gonna give you a really nice deep stretch through the QL, through the hip, and the IT band on that right side. As you begin your next inhale, you're gonna bring those legs back up. Both knees are facing the ceiling now. We're gonna do the same thing other side. So you're gonna drop in with the left knee. So now you're switching that stretch to the outside of that left leg, left hip, IT band, QL, glute. Staying right here or taking that right foot, picking it up and putting the right ankle over the left knee. Both knees are going facing the right side now. So I'm going to deepen that stretch. Remember, there's never any pinching or pain. If there is, you need to back off and listen to your body. Don't push it. As you begin your next inhale, you're going to bring those legs back up. You're going to pull them all the way into the belly and give them a squeeze. You can rock side to side here, massaging across the low back. If you want, you kind of make little circles, rolling across the sacrum, the spine, and the kidneys. If you like to Happy Baby is in your practice and you enjoy it, you can go ahead and grab the outside soles of the feet, bring those knees down towards the armpits. You can also rock side to side in your Happy Baby. Remember, in Happy Baby, you're trying to keep that sacrum as close to the floor as possible. Go ahead and release. Straighten the legs out, the arms out, and get your bodies ready for Shavasana. Let the arms and the legs fall open. Palms are facing the ceiling. Prop yourself up where you may need to. Blankets and layers on if you'd like to stay warm. Close your eyes. Letting your body be nice and heavy. As you start to relax, noticing the weight in the feet as they fall open, the weight on your heels, the weight on your tailbone, across the shoulders, the backs of your hands and your head. Everything just melting right down into your mat. Releasing any tension you have left in those fingers and toes, your bellies, your jawline. Releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And breathe. Breathe and release anything that does not serve you in this very moment. Breathing slowly. Soften and let go. Begin to add movements. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, deepen your breath. Bring your arms up overhead, give yourself a stretch. Bend your knees, roll on to your side. And as you begin your next inhale, slowly work your way to your seat. All right, guys, today's quote. Life is one big continuous circle of giving and receiving energy. Be thankful for who and what's in your life instead of complaining about what you don't have. If you focus on gratitude, you'll start to attract prosperity and abundance. Bring your hands into heart center. May the long sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I hope I squished it in enough. It looks like we're at about 45 minutes exactly from the time that we started moving to the time that we ended with Namaste. So hopefully that's a good little practice for you guys to have in your toolbox. I shall be back here on Friday, same time, same place. If you have any requests on things to work on, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all Friday. Have a great day.